Real quick, man, I'm just gonna really jump into this one because I ain't really much to talk about. Plus, the video's 7 minutes long, so that's gonna take up all the time anyway. You know what I'm saying? Summary roll this intro, and we gonna get into it. But before I do that, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, so you can watch my next video and you can see this nice tree. And I even light that up for you next time or whatever. But I'm gonna roll this intro. Watch this. 3, 2, 1, 1, 5, 6.
See, you ain't got time for a hoe. My mind on my grind, got time. Spit fire like a stone. If it's mine, then I own it. I slide and she ride and she cry, and I'm hot, goddamn.
Ms. Alston, you've come to court to prove to the defendant, Mr. Holmes, whom you first met at the age of 15, that you are his biological daughter.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Holmes, you say there's no way she's your child, and today the DNA will prove your case. You say her biological father is David Alston, the man who is on her birth certificate and paid child support for her. So, Ms. Alston, tell us how you first found out the defendant might be your father.
Well, Mr. Alston and my mom were married. So as a child, it all started there. I grew up in a home with my mom, with my 7 siblings. So one summer I was going outside to play, and my mom was outside talking to a guy. And when I walked up, he was like, tell her. And she looked at me and said, this is your uncle. This is your dad's brother. So I proceeded to meet the family, which is my younger brother, my grandmother, aunts and uncles, and they embraced me like if they knew me from day one. So I have always assumed that Mr. Alston was my dad because his name was on my birth certificate. But at 15, she told me that Mr. Holmes can be my dad. He's always been a father figure to me from day one, even with the doubt.
Mr. Holmes, you don't believe she's your biological child?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Why? Explain to the court.
Because Miss Alston's mother, back in the day, she was like fast. And because I met her at the school bus stop. She was in high school. And 2 days later, after I met her, I had sex with her. I called her again a couple days later, asked her to come back, and we had sex again. So it was kind of like a booty call. Yeah, I didn't know nothing about her until 15 years later. So I kind of felt that she wasn't mine because I didn't even know that she existed until that time.
Did you know she was married?
No.
And how were you made aware?
By my mother.
Did you immediately think this may not be my child, or were you just accepting of the news because she says your family was accepting of her?
I accepted her because I know how it feels to not have a father. But I didn't really put my all into it because, like, the way I met her mother and the lifestyle that I was already living.
All right. And so, Ms. Alston.
Yes.
When you finally did meet Mr. Holmes, what was that like?
It was wonderful. It's actually a good feeling for the kid in me because I've always wanted a dad. So it's actually great. I have abandonment issues from Mr. Alston, so it actually felt welcoming. It felt like I had a father who wants to love me for me. So it felt wonderful.
Ms. Alston, I have to ask you, do you have any inkling as to why your mother said one man was your father, then another man?
No, Your
Did
Honor,
she ever give you a reason?
She never did. She's never.
Did you ever ask her?
No, I never asked.
So you just...
When she told me and I met Miss Jenny, when they took me in as a family, I just ran with it because she said he was my dad.
Did you run with it because you had such a difficult relationship with Mr. Alston?
Yes, Your
That
Honor.
you just needed somewhere to run?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever had a doubt in your own mind since your mom told you that Mr. Holmes was your father?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
You have?
Yes.
Even you've doubted it?
Yes.
I think it's time we meet Mr. Alston. Jerome, will you please escort him in? This is the man on your birth certificate?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
And you tried to have a relationship with him?
Yes, I just wanted to be loved.
Thank you for joining us today. I'd like to have you explain to the court. She says she was told for the first 15 years of her life that you were her biological father, and then all of a sudden she was given another name. What do you know about this?
15 years ago? No. I just found out now.
So you're saying that up until recently, you still considered her your daughter?
Yes, that's my daughter. There's no way in the world I would not think that.
Excuse me, Your
That's
Honor.
my
He
daughter.
calls me his daughter sitting here, but he's never been a dad to me. He's never been a dad. I don't recall no phone
But
calls.
she says she tried to have a relationship with you and you rejected her.
No,
Yes.
when I moved, what happened is when I moved away, when I got remarried, it seemed like all that, that's when the anger started coming through. But then when I get these phone calls, it's all about money. Money, 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 money.
You living your life and you have no clue that
No
she's
clue.
been told somebody else is her biological
No clue.
father.
No
And
clue.
that she's gone through all this and established ties with another family. You have no clue.
No clue. But calling me a year ago, 2 years ago, asking me, Daddy, can I have this? Daddy, can I have that? Daddy, can you pay my bill?
Did you let me move in? Did you help me find a roof?
There's no way
At
I
that
could
time,
do
I was a parent myself, so I did not
For
help you.
15 years, you thought that was man's your father. Why you asked me in 2010 and you say that was your father?
Well, that's a good question.
16
Ms.
years
Alston.
ago.
And at that time, like I said, I was still trying to build a relationship with him because I'm very doubtful that Mr. Holmes is my father.
You doubtful now. You said a few minutes ago that he's your father.
And so if you did not believe Mr. Alston was your biological father, you were told he wasn't, and you said you don't care for him. You don't care for him because you feel like he rejected you when you
He
needed
abandoned
help.
me, yes.
Wow, this is confusing. As it pertains to 31-year-old Donna Alston, and whether Mr. Holmes or Mr. Alston is her biological father, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Holmes, you are not Miss Alston's father. Mr. Alston, you are not Miss Alston's
Get
father.
Why she do that?
Lord have mercy.
You still my grandbaby.
Oh, my God.
Sit her down, man.
Oh, my God.
Sit down, Miss. Oh,
Oh, my God.
I'm so sorry, Miss Alston.
But you still got us, don't you?
That's the mother fault.
Ain't nothing changing. Ain't nothing changing. Damn.
This entire courtroom is in shock. Are you all right, Mr. Alston? You truly believe that was your biological child?
Signed the birth certificate.
Obviously, there was another person. Have you ever received any other information that it could be anybody else? Whatever relationship or non-relationship you had with Mr. Alston, I could feel his reaction. He thought he was your biological father your entire life.
Can I give you a hug?
Oh, that's nice.
I'm sorry. Nah, I'm just playing. What y'all expecting me to say? I knew it. Of course I knew it. Crazy enough, so many people now having babies that this might become a thing. This might become a thing now. You watching this video, if you got a kid, who your baby daddy is? I thought so. You had to choose between Darius, Marcus, and Marco. It's about a hot girl summer. Go find that baby daddy. But in this case, it was pretty fucked up. Because she really thought that was her daddy, and he really thought that was his baby. It just shows you, like, some women just do that.